Hey everyone, I know it's been a hot minute, but just like everyone's life, it gets busy and crazy, and I'm in between houses right now. I'm hoping to move in a couple weeks. Anyway, it's been insane. So I thought while I'm waiting to go into a place, I would talk to you real quick and give you any updates that I have on when it comes to my progress. I've been really frustrated because I have let these demons back in my life. I still try to exercise a lot, 3 to 4 times a week, and that persists to anything for 7 incline for 30 minutes at like a 2.7, or an elliptical for 30 minutes. I've sort of shot it down to a 30-minute interval, trying to get my heartbeat up. But honestly, it's not been like extreme strenuous exercise, and it's been more cardio than any weights or anything like that. So that's what I've been doing for exercise. I have consistently been losing, however, I haven't been losing as much as I'd like. Sometimes I lose ounces, sometimes I lose just a pound. This last week I lost 4.4 pounds, which is weird because I realized right before my period, for some reason, like, I go crazy when it comes to the things that I'm craving, and I do horrible in eating, and that's when I see actually my weight loss significant more than anything. You would think it would be after your period because that's how it used to be, but it's not now. And another thing that I've noticed, which I've actually been talking to a friend of mine who had the VSG done, and she has similar symptoms, even though we didn't have the exact same procedures. We get faint all the time. I don't know what it is. A lot of times it's in the morning. I recognize it a lot more in the morning, but if I'm like kneeling down or squatting down and then I raise up too quickly, I get really lightheaded and I feel faint. And so she actually, like, it happened to me the other day in the store when I was crouched down looking at like a lower at some items on a lower shelf, and then I came up, I had to stop myself, and she said that happens to her too. So I'm thinking that might happen to some other people out there too. So that has been something that has been interesting, to say the least, and not my favorite thing to think about. But I did actually, it was probably in January, I want to say it was at the beginning of January, I actually fainted in the shower, but it was hardly a faint. Like, I mean, it was dizzy enough to make me drop, but at the same time I was still coherent. So I need to look into that. I need to figure out if maybe I'm not getting enough protein, which, you know, could be the case. Sometimes I get 60 grams of protein. Sometimes I get 90 grams of protein. Like, I try to stay protein oriented and eat my protein first. That's one thing that I've kept trying to do throughout this whole thing, but obviously there's good and bad days to everything. So there's been that, and yeah, I'm closer to losing 100 pounds out, like being 5 to 6 months out. I had my surgery on the 20th of November, and so now it is April 8th or 9th. Anyway, yeah, I'm just it's constant struggle, constantly trying to figure this out. I have noticed that when some of the side effects that they told me that I would have, my gas smells so much worse than it used to. Honestly, I kid you not, my gas did not smell that bad before. Like, it really didn't. It was just sort of like air, you know what I mean? And now it's like, when it's bad, it's like clear the room. Like, it is embarrassing. And so it doesn't have to happen often. I can pretty much control my environment, but at the same time, that is a side effect that I have noticed. And as weird as they also told you that your poop would smell a lot worse, which was weird because doesn't poop just stink anyway? But anyway, that has been something else that I have noticed a lot more smell. It hasn't been really life halting. Like, it really hasn't stopped me or like stopped my progression of my life or me living, but it's just been things that I've noticed. And so I have noticed that. Oh my gosh, and my hair, like, okay, let's see if I can look how thin it is. Look at that. Yeah, and like on the sides of my face, it's really thin. You can see through it. I'm lucky because I have curly hair, so I feel like it gives the illusion a lot more of having more hair, when in all actuality it just hides the fact that I'm thinning all over. That has been something to adjust to. I still take my regular vitamins. I still do the things that I'm supposed to do. Bariatric vitamin, my biotin, like I take biotin in my body. I use biotin in soap and shampoo products. But weight loss, or not weight loss, hair loss is just gonna happen when you do weight loss. So that's just, yeah, hopefully it'll stop and start growing back soon. But at the same time, I still feel like I'm somewhat in the honeymoon stages of this, and I just am trying to reap the benefits as long and lasting as I can. So that's one thing that I'm working really hard on doing. So I'm still trying to keep that up. And yeah, it's just a constant struggle. I still try to meal prep, even though it's been really difficult because I live with my brother and his wife, and I just sort of feel weird like using their kitchen, and I try to buy things that are good to grab and go. But it's been hard because I don't cook eggs as much as I used to. I don't really cook as much as I used to. And I feel like I've been a little bit more stressed with just getting the house together, selling my house. And I mean, I can make a ton of excuses, but I just feel like hopefully when I get into my home, I get settled, I get in, you know, move all my stuff and get settled into my home, that I will, I don't know, that I will be able to get myself together, even though like a lot better than I've been trying so far. So that's been, I mean, life comes at you fast. Like honestly, life comes at you, and I've been trying to do my best with the situations that I've been in, but hopefully those situations will improve and I'll get back more on my game. But I'll be honest, my cravings, I crave junk food. And they say, like at the very beginning, they have talked about how food doesn't really have the same tastes, but that goes away. So that's like 2 to 3 months maybe out, but that goes away and food tastes just as good as it did before. So enjoy it while it lasts. So I have recognized that I still am very much a chocolate lover. I still have my bad habits that I constantly try to put in check, and that's honestly why I love that I got the surgery that I got the duodenal switch. I didn't get the true duodenal switch, I got the loop duodenal switch. There's like a lot of controversy on one or the other, and people who have the duodenal switch get really upset at you if you say that you did that. I had the loop duodenal switch. So the SADI is also what they call it. It's more of a newer procedure that doesn't have as much data. But anyway, I felt really confident and comfortable with that procedure, and you know, procedures are constantly changing and improving, and I felt great with that one. So far I'm really grateful that I did get that, because I feel like it's helped me, because I know I have those bad habit demons that creep back in, that I knew I couldn't just do the VSG, that I needed something to actually help when I make poor choices. And so I believe that has helped, but I just, you know, I'm constantly, every week I'm like trying to improve, and I always have something I can improve on. So I am now at 253 pounds as of this morning. My weight at the very beginning of this was 347, and so I am just still pushing and trying as hard as I can to be better than I was yesterday. So hope you enjoy. If you like these videos, subscribe. If you like what I have to say, if it helps you, give me a thumbs up. But thank you for watching. Thank you for your time.